Around BVA. 4 photos accompany this section of the bulletin. They will be described with the relevant subsection with which they appear. National Board appoints new district directors. Mike Cook, Arkansas Regional Group, and Randy Cantrell, Spokane Inland Empire Regional Group, are the newly named directors of Districts 2 and 4, respectively. District 2 is comprised of the following states: Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Michigan, Nebraska, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. District 4 includes Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Oregon, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. A Vietnam veteran of the U.S. Air Force, Mike was a Civil Air Patrol Leadership Aerospace graduate and began his service as a cadet at age 13. Upon completion of flight training, he earned his private pilot license on his 17th birthday and his commercial pilot certificate on his 18th birthday. He was a professor of astronomy while serving as a federal inspector, U.S. Civil Service. He is the current secretary of the Buddy Spivey Razorback, Arkansas Regional Group. A veteran of the U.S. Navy with deployments as a jet aircraft troubleshooter on the USS Oriskany and the USS Ranger, Randy is the immediate past president of his regional group. He recently successfully completed the BVA Ambassador Training Program and is now functioning in the official capacity of an ambassador at the VA Medical Center in Spokane, Washington. Effective Recruiting Brings New Members by Teresa Galgano. We are thrilled to share some fantastic news with our membership. The Blinded Veterans Association family is growing stronger than ever. We are proud to announce that 46 remarkable individuals have recently joined our esteemed organization, and their commitment to our mission is truly inspiring. We also thank our BVA ambassadors and other recruiters who are volunteering at VA facilities and spreading the word about the association. Our recruiters during the recent 2 months have included Tracy Farrow, Kevin Jackson, Donna Sue Sullivan, Michonne Harrison, Yonica Trent, Elizabeth Holmes, William Graves, Eduardo Miranda, Jeannie Murphy, Kenneth Asom, Keith Tackett, Vernon Humphrey, and Stephen Butler. Our new members come from diverse backgrounds and experiences, most of them serving during the Vietnam era. We are still signing up members who served during World War II. Incidentally, the membership fee for World War II veterans has been waived. The list of new members is available to our dedicated district directors, who play a vital role in connecting with and supporting our members in various regions across the country. At BVA, we take immense pride in the sense of camaraderie and support that our members offer one another. With these 46 recent additions, we are not only growing our numbers, but also expanding the network of support available to all our members. Together, we continue to champion the rights and well-being of blind and low-vision veterans, ensuring they receive the care and recognition they both deserve and have rightly earned. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our new members for choosing to be part of the BVA family. Your presence strengthens our collective voice and empowers us to make a lasting impact on the lives of blinded veterans across the nation. As we welcome our new members with open arms, let us all continue to work together to honor the sacrifices of our blind and low-vision veterans. Let us make a meaningful difference in one another's lives. The future is bright for the Blinded Veterans Association, thanks to members like you who stand with us in our mission. Media spotlights BVA members. In Tennessee and Arizona, 2 BVA members recently captured the attention of their local television news media. The focus in both cases is their demonstrated persistence to lead active, productive lives despite losing their sight. Vietnam veteran Edward Collins, Tennessee Regional Group, was featured October 26th on WBIR-TV in Knoxville, Tennessee, in a segment entitled Service and Sacrifice, Blind but Ambitious. James Malone, an at-large BVA member from Tempe, Arizona, with only a trace of remaining vision, has been developing his archery skills the past year, thanks to personal motivation and the recreational therapy program at the Phoenix VA Medical Center. The ABC TV 15 report out of Phoenix on October 31st also referred to both James's routine on a tandem bicycle with his wife and his desire to take up skiing for the first time this winter. Ambassador's Conduct. Veteran Buddy Checks. Supporting VA's National Buddy Check Week. October 9, 14, BVA continued with the effort throughout the month of October via the association's 2 graduating classes of ambassadors. It included a check on well-being and an offer of support. Ambassadors are trained blind and low-vision volunteers who are passionate about helping other veterans. They are reaching out by phone or email simply to check in and provide information about BVA resources and services when appropriate. The Buddy Check is not a solicitation call. Its purpose is to offer support and friendship. National Buddy Check Week is a nationwide campaign conducted annually. It is supported and promoted by VA, encouraging veterans to connect or reconnect with their veteran friends, just to check in. The campaign's origin is the Strong Veterans Act of 2022, which addresses mental health care provided by VA. It contains 27 sections requiring VA to work collaboratively with the Indian Health Service and other partners. VA's Buddy Check Week also builds on the success of the American Legion's Buddy Check program and the Veteran Wellness Alliance's Get Involved program. Blind Americans Equality Day, celebration a hit in D.C. An accompanying photo reveals 3 blinded veterans, 2 men and 1 lady, standing side by side. One stands with a white cane. A 4th lady, not a blinded veteran, joins them at the far left. All are dressed casually and, although the photo was taken indoors, all are wearing jackets or coats of some type. All are smiling faintly except for the serious look by the man at the far right. The caption states, "Left to right at Blind Americans Equality Day event. Visor Clinic Supervisor Deidre Dockery, MS, CRS, Mid-Atlantic Regional Group Baltimore Chapter. President Harvey Guerry, Wanda Grover, and Jim Vale." Photo courtesy of Lawrence Harrison. The subsection begins. It may have been Halloween, but members of the Mid-Atlantic Regional Group and staff of the Washington, D.C., VA Medical Center's Vision Impairment Services Outpatient Rehabilitation, Visor Clinic, had their minds on an equally important but different theme as they made their way to an all-day October 31st event promoting awareness of the white cane and care of our nation's blind and low-vision veterans. Some 20 attendees from the regional group were encouraged to attend the event. They were motivated by the following invitation. Join us in the journey toward a brighter future, where vision knows no bounds. Also collaborating with the Visor Clinic and the regional group were the Veterans Benefits Association, the Vision Center of Excellence, Suicide Prevention, and Chaplain Services. The event kicked off with a white cane walk at the medical center entrance. It also included the debut of a national VA video entitled Beyond the Uniform, featuring a local veteran from the National Capital Region, lunch, a presentation on compensation and pension, and an opportunity to meet for a benefits review with a Veterans Benefits Claim Officer. White cane noteworthiness, highlighted in Idaho, Georgia. Another photo, this one a small image, graces this subsection. 2 gentlemen are seen seated at a table containing BVA brochures, giveaways, and other resources. A 3rd gentleman is seen standing with a white cane to the far right. Immediately behind him is a small display that includes a U.S. flag. The accompanying caption reads, "Left to right at Boise, Idaho, VA Medical Center, Rick Griffin, Chuck Knapp, and Joe Bogart. Promote the importance of white cane safety awareness." Photo courtesy of Joe Bogart. The blurb starts as follows. In Idaho, 2 members of the Gem State Regional Group set up a display table on October 15th, Sunday, in the town of Emmett 30 miles northwest of Boise. Additionally, with the coordinating support and assistance of VIST coordinator Travis Wilson, the group landed the following day at the Boise VA Medical Center, where they interacted with passersby at a table containing information on White Cane Day, BVA, VA, BRS, and the 5 monthly support group meetings that the regional groups host in various locations in the Treasure Valley and Magic Valley of Idaho. Travis made a note of names of the persons who may be eligible for services due to their sight loss. On Sunday in the state of Georgia, BVA Augusta chapter members took part in a White Cane Day exhibit, with the target audience being those not familiar with blinded veterans or BVA. The exhibit was assembled at the Augusta Blind Rehabilitation Center. The facility promoted white cane awareness while at the same time providing information about available in-person and telehealth services, mobility and orientation, life skills, assistive technology, and much more. Also supporting the Augusta chapter booth were Walton Options International, National Federation of the Blind, American Council of the Blind, and the Department of Georgia Veterans of Foreign Wars District 7. BVA members. Join HQ staff. Still another photo accompanies this subsection. It shows a lady standing behind a long table containing convention name badges and a laptop computer. The lady is likely conversing with a gentleman using words, but also with a hand motion. The man is in the process of placing a badge around his neck in the photo. In the background are two large decorative paintings. The descriptive caption reads, "At 78th National Convention Registration Desk, newly appointed Director of Member Relations Teresa Galgano assists Randy Taller, Heartland Regional Group, with convention name badge." The accompanying short news clip goes as follows. Blinded U.S. Army veterans and BVA members Teresa Galgano and Scott Quinlan have been appointed to new positions of responsibility with BVA National Headquarters. Executive Director Donald D. Overton, Jr. announced back in July. Teresa assumes the role of BVA Director of Member Relations, while Scott serves with the association's Veterans Service Program as a National Service Officer. A resident of Fort Myers, Florida, Teresa began working for BVA this past March as a strategic advisor, focusing on program development and social media. She is a former high school junior Army ROTC instructor and program director. She was also a professor of military science during her Army service. Teresa earned a bachelor's degree in agricultural economics from Cornell University and a master's degree in educational technology from Webster University. She is currently completing a second master's degree in mass communication social media from the University of Florida. Teresa's volunteer service includes tenure as board secretary of the General James Dozier Scholarship Fund, an initiative to raise money to support the Lee County, Florida, junior ROTC program and fund scholarships for students entering university, ROTC programs, or a service academy. Scott, a resident of Fountain Valley, California, is known for his many passions and activities despite being totally blind due to diabetic retinopathy. He joined the Army at age 19 and served for 6 years immediately before the First Gulf War. Despite his adversities and challenges, Scott returned to school, earning a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in social work. He served for a short time as a BVA field service representative and has been a peer counselor at the Braille Institute, a volunteer at the Long Beach VA Blind Rehabilitation Center, and a member of the Board of Directors of Lions Sight and Hearing Foundation of Southern California. He is a longtime member of the Huntington Beach Lions Club. Executive Director reacts to airline service dog dilemmas. Don Overton was quoted in a Washington Post investigative report on August 28 that highlighted the difficulty in keeping fake service animals off planes, while at the same time assuring that all legally blind persons with trained guide dogs are allowed to fly. The article reported on the increased difficulty in taking guide dogs onto flights since new Department of Transportation rules took effect in January 2021. The original intent of the regulations, however, was to help blind air travelers by cracking down on a rise in passengers passing off untrained pets as service or emotional support animals. To read the full article, including Don's comment about traveling with a guide dog, visit www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2023/08/airline-relations-service-animals. BVA Advocacy Efforts. Spur Waymo. Thank you. BVA recently supported Waymo's efforts to operate in the city of San Francisco. The service is a fully autonomous ride-hailing operation enabling people with disabilities to move more freely and less expensively than they would using other ride-hailing services. The vehicles are fully capable of self-driving without a driver present, and have, up until now, logged more than 1 million miles without a single accident-related death, injury, or at-fault accident. On August 10th, just 4 days before the opening of the 78th National Convention, the California Public Utilities Commission, CPUC, voted 3-1 after a 6-hour hearing to allow Waymo to operate its driverless vehicles in San Francisco at any hour of the day throughout the city of San Francisco. The win is a huge one for both Waymo and the vast amount of funding that has gone into developing the technology in recent years. Prior to the vote, citizens were able to express their opinion and leave a comment. BVA prepared a letter for BVA Happenings readers to send to the CPUC, advocating that Waymo be granted a permit to operate in San Francisco. The association also joined other disability advocacy groups in signing an open letter penned to the CPUC, expressing approval for the restrictions to be lifted. During the convention week, Waymo expressed thanks for the BVA effort as follows. On behalf of the entire Waymo team, we want to take a moment to extend our heartfelt gratitude for your unwavering advocacy these last few weeks and months as we work together to make our community safer and more accessible. Your generosity of time and tireless support have made a true impact, and we are so fortunate to partner with you. Your dedication to serving our country's service members is inspiring, and your efforts have undoubtedly played a crucial role in raising awareness and fostering understanding about the transformative benefits of autonomous driving technology. Thank you for being a steadfast advocate, a beacon of insight, and a driving force behind positive change in the community. Once again, thank you for your invaluable contributions throughout this lengthy permit process. We are excited to continue collaborating in more fun and powerful ways. Amanda, Heather, Rachel, Suze, Stefania, and the rest of the Waymo team. Red Dress Runners Grant supports Braille flag donations. Every year on the second Saturday in August, the New Orleans Hash House Harriers, who claim to be organized as a local drinking club with a running problem, host the Red Dress Run, a charity run in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Thanks to application materials submitted by former BVA National President and Louisiana-Mississippi Regional Group member Joe Burns, also a member of the Red Dress Runners himself, a generous grant was awarded to the group in 2022 for the purchase of bronze and acrylic Braille flags for WRBH, a New Orleans radio station dedicated to the blind and visually impaired. Joe and fellow regional group member Gary Scholerman made the presentation on March 8th. Other flag donations made possible by the grant occurred at the New Orleans Lighthouse for the blind and VA community-based outpatient clinics in the Louisiana cities of Hammond, Slidell, Houma, and Franklin. Plans are also in place for donations to the New Orleans Crippled Children's Hospital and the New Orleans City Hall. The Red Dress Runners charity event this year was held on August 12th, just prior to the BVA 78th National Convention. Joe and his guide dog participated for the second consecutive year. All in wild garb, joining Joe were Yoneka Trent, Vice President of the Carolina Regional Group, Yoneka's guide dog, and Shantina Gibson, Louisiana-Mississippi Regional Group. Check out the noh3.org Facebook page or Google Red Dress Run to access a few humorous visuals, as Gary recommends. Gary also said that the regional group would soon be applying for still another grant to accommodate the many locations for which they still hope to place more Braille flags and plaques, while at the same time taking advantage of opportunities to promote BVA. Successful golf outing offers appreciated support. BVA was again the fortunate beneficiary of proceeds from the Mark Klein Memorial Golf Outing this past July 29th in Norton, Ohio. The event, now 6 years in the making and still expanding, celebrates the life of a contact lens and spectacle frame sales representative who admired veterans so much that he annually participated in the Rolling Thunder motorcycle ride in memory of all MIAs and POWs. Mark Klein's family and friends, most notably Mark Holliday, Kim Snodgrass, and Rod Snow, organized the annual event in 2018 after his untimely death from a heart attack. The event resulted in an $8,000 donation this year, despite unusually trying weather conditions. There were sizable donations in previous years as well. We contended this year with our largest attendance to date, but also our first bad weather occurrence in 6 years as it rained hard several times during the round, said Mark Holliday. That impacted our ability to display our auction items, and we lost some attendees after the weather moved in. But those fabulous individuals who did stay supported BVA very nicely. The golf tournament has a unique founding and history that have blossomed somewhat miraculously over 6 years. Mark Klein enjoyed golf and the friendships that it creates, so it was logical to have a golf outing in his name, Rod Snow told the Norton Post newspaper back in 2018. Kim Snodgrass and Mark Holliday spoke with Mark's widow, Terry, and together they agreed that blending golf, optical vision, and Mark's respect for veterans made the Blinded Veterans Association the logical beneficiary of the proceeds. Sincerely honored by the donation, the BVA Board of Directors expresses a heartfelt thanks for the kindness and support demonstrated by all who have remained affiliated in any way with the Mark Klein Memorial Golf Outing. Scholerman, Burns Relate Wall, Tactile Experience on Podcast. Gary Scholerman and Joe Burns of the Louisiana-Mississippi Regional Group were interviewed in the early summer for an award-winning local radio program and podcast entitled The Tactile Traveler, that began airing on Apple Podcasts on August 1st and will eventually be broadcast on National Public Radio, NPR, and other outlets and platforms. The subject of the podcast was Visiting the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, during which both veterans recounted their tactile experiences and the emotions the experiences evoked at the wall. The Tactile Traveler is the brainchild of semi-retired career journalist Nick Eisenberg, who hosts the program, which appears on Apple Podcasts on the first Tuesday of every month. Eisenberg seeks to empower blind people to see the world and help sighted people see the world in a new way. The show is now in its 5th season. BVA applauds airline actions. United Airlines recently began rolling out Braille placards for both seat numbers and lavatories on their aircraft. National media outlets began reporting this week. The move is one that Don Overton believes will make air travel much more comfortable and peaceful for blind and low-vision veterans while, at the same time, increasing the efficiency involved in seating passengers and helping them locate the lavatories. Traveling by air is accompanied by occasional frustration and stress to even the most experienced of flyers, but the lack of information and assistance for a person with sight loss can turn into a real ordeal, said Don. The Braille numbers and other basic information that can soon be accessed by touch will decrease our dependency on others and allow the flight crew to focus on their major responsibilities to all passengers. United expects the accessibility features to be available across its mainline fleet by late 2026, part of its plan to further overhaul its aircraft to help the carrier be more inclusive and welcoming for all travelers. United's Chief Customer Officer Linda Jojo told USA Today that the changes are simple for the time being: Braille immediately above the seat and then inside and outside the lavatories. BVA recognizes milestone. 75th anniversary at Heinz. BVA Chief of Staff Tim Hornick composed a brief historical summary, found immediately below, of the association's role in the early beginnings of the first VA Blind Rehabilitation Center, BRC, which officially opened on July 4, 1948, at the Heinz, Illinois VA Medical Center. The center held an open house and reception on July 20th, commemorating the significance of 75 years of service to blinded veterans at the facility. Director of District 2 at the time, Brian Harris, and Illinois Regional Group President Anthony Woodson represented BVA at the event. One of BVA's earliest priorities was to advocate for a BRC. At the time, World War II combat blinded veterans sensed the importance and value of the programs at Valley Forge and Avon Old Farms. However, with the end of the war, BVA recognized that a more comprehensive system of care needed to be established within the newly formed Veterans Administration. Otherwise, blinded veterans who wanted to learn how to live with their sight loss would be limited to the fragmented systems of state and nonprofit services for the blind. In 1947, BVA adopted resolutions calling for the establishment of a BRC. The organization worked closely with VA to make this a reality. The Central Blind Rehabilitation Center, as it later became officially known, was a groundbreaking facility. It offered a wide range of services, including orientation and mobility training, communication skills training, activities of daily living training, and vocational rehabilitation. The center also provided counseling and support services to help blinded veterans adjust to their new reality. Linking these modalities together, the congregate setting encouraged veterans to process the lessons learned together through peer support. This first BRC was an immediate success, and it helped to pave the way for the development of others across the country. BVA has continued to play a leading role in the evolution of VA blind rehabilitation services that go far beyond the inpatient centers. The organization has advocated for increased funding for rehabilitation programs, and it has helped to develop new and innovative rehabilitation techniques. BVA has also worked to raise awareness of the challenges faced by blinded veterans and to ensure that they have access to the services they need. Today, there are 13 comprehensive residential BRCs in the VA healthcare system. Additionally, approximately 160 VIS coordinators provide VA's lifelong case management care. Rounding out the BRS continuum of care are the BROs, the visor programs, and the intermediate and advanced low-vision clinics. The future of blind rehabilitation is bright. With the continued support of organizations like BVA, blinded veterans will have the opportunity to live independent and fulfilling lives. VetTech and VetTech Talk. Still strong after full year. An old saying and cliché that remains popular is that time flies when one is either having fun or is too busy to worry about what to do with any spare moments. Such is most assuredly the case for Tim Hornick in planning and carrying out the VetTech Weekly Wednesday webinars and VetTech Talk, which completed their respective anniversaries on October 4th of 5. The same could well be said for the loyal and faithful participants who regularly spend their Wednesday and Thursday afternoons listening to and talking technology for the blind and low vision. Upcoming VetTech topics and scheduled activities are regularly communicated via the weekly BVA Happenings electronic newsletter and through a Monday or Tuesday reminder the following week, just before the session. Recent VetTech topics include the National Library Service Talking Books program, exciting updates to Orcam products, the Be My Eyes mobile application, iOS 17.1, and recent innovations to JAWS Fusion and Zoom Text 2024. Atlanta BVA Chapter, both active and giving. An accompanying image is an outdoor photo capturing two gentlemen standing side by side. The two are wearing matching t-shirts and other athletic attire, while holding in front of them, with both hands, a set of additional matching t-shirts. The two are also holding in at least a portion of their outside hands a souvenir bag of some type. A large group of individuals, dressed similarly to the subjects of the photo, are scattered throughout the background, both immediate and distant. The caption says, Wayne Lawson, left, and William Jackson, following last summer's 10K Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta. The account of the event reads as follows. Members of the Atlanta chapter of the BVA Georgia Regional Group proactively serve others, rather than wait for others to help them, continually extending themselves to remain active in their urban community. Back on June 24th, the chapter completed its spring sock drive for the Atlanta Center for Self-Sufficiency, ACSS, which serves homeless veterans and those at risk for homelessness as one of its most important functions. Bravid Harris, the center's veteran outreach specialist, was on hand to receive the donation of 297 pairs for the veterans ACSS serves. It was the second project on which the Atlanta chapter had partnered with ACSS. On Independence Day, Chapter Secretary William Jackson and Wayne Lawson put their preparation and conditioning to the test by completing the Atlanta Journal-Constitution 10K Peachtree Road Race. Accompanied by guide Doug Smith, USF, Reti Rooks, and Naima Lawson, Wayne's daughter, the duo completed the race in just under 2 hours. There are many things blinded veterans may not be able to do, but we can all maximize what we can still do, and walking is something Wayne and I can still do, said William following the event. The two plan to make participation an annual event and invite all Georgia Regional Group members, families, and friends to join them. On October 28th, the chapter closed its fall blanket drive. Victoria Hilliard and Bravid Harris of the ACSS Veteran Outreach Team accepted the 94 blankets, 28 coats, and 10 pairs of socks collected during the drive. We want to give a special thanks to the chapter's family members and friends who assisted us in this endeavor, said William. Their support made all the difference. Milestone birthdays. For BVA centenarians, BVA National Headquarters joins the Illinois Regional Group in sending congratulations and best wishes to Navy veteran Eugene J. Baltes of River Forest, Illinois, on still another milestone birthday earlier in the fall. The regional group expresses gratitude for his service, longevity, and desire to affiliate with BVA. Gene was born on October 29, 1914, making this recent birthday his 109th. Although not surprising, it is still noteworthy that Gene is the oldest BVA member, not only currently, but the oldest member ever, in BVA's almost 79-year history. Gene began his military career in November 1941, just weeks before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Following his discharge, he worked 18 years for the U.S. Postal Service. His years in retirement have been spent traveling, playing golf, and supporting his church. Gene repeats his advice frequently for a long and healthy life, which is to never smoke and never drink. No less remarkable is that Louisiana-Mississippi Regional Group member Earl Forstall, born in 1919, turned 104 years old on September 23rd. The regional group maintains contact with Earl and reported his birthday in its recent monthly newsletter. MIMS presents Braille Flag during Iowa Multipurpose Visit. On October 13th, Paul Mims presented a Braille flag at the Iowa City VA Medical Center. just 37 miles northeast of where he attended Washington High School in Iowa as a freshman, before his family moved to Kansas City, Missouri. Paul's trip to the Hawkeye State last month also included attendance at the 60th high school reunion of what was then the freshman class at the school. A brief sketch of Paul's life, his work with veterans, his recent election as BVA national president, and his Iowa visit are featured in an October 11th article by Cheryl Allen in the Washington County News, a local newspaper of his childhood hometown.